Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in this country or other countries. I want to bring y'all some brief information where a story about a 6-year-old accused of shooting her teacher, accused of shooting his teacher. Found out that it was intentional. Now, the little boy, I have two videos I want to show. Um, and it really disturbed me when it comes down as an educator that this could have turned out worse than what it was. Now, I don't think that the little boy needs to be locked, incarcerated, in juvenile. I really think the mother should be, but I can't make that decision. I think that the mother should be. It should be the opposite way because they constantly tell the parent to hide their guns in a safer place where they think their kids wouldn't look. Y'all, excuse me, I got a little cold. Excuse me. Whew. Before we get into my content, I just want y'all to know something. Tony, there you go. Tony. Good morning, Tony. I need to put I end up deleting everybody wrench. So what I'm gonna do when I come on live later, I'm gonna go another way so I can add your wrench. Okay, I can't add it on StreamYard. Okay, but you still a mod. Thank you, Tom. I'm glad to see you. But you still a mod. I just got to add it a different way, not on the StreamYard. Okay, it's not gonna let me. Okay, baby. But I want to get back into uh what I was saying. Now for those people who think that teacher make a lot of money, 'cause that's the first thing you think about. All the teachers supposed to do this. Glad to see you too, sweetie. Teachers aren't really being paid enough, so they love kids. And for a 6-year-old to pick up a gun, to take a gun, put it in his book bag, take it to the school, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised on all levels. I'm not surprised on all levels. We haven't had a story where a child bring a gun to school intentionally. shooting his teacher. Society. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. I'm gonna show my video, first video, and ask y'all for people who don't know about my channel, our channel over here, the Real Deal channel. We are a reaction channel. We react, we investigate cases. And I'm not even angry at the 6-year-old. As an educator, I'm not angry at that child, period. And I'm not surprised that a 6-year-old know how to shoot a gun. They have toy guns. They got water guns. They got ski guns and they go swimming. And I'm not surprised. We're gonna take a look at this first video and then we're gonna break it down. Hold up, y'all. I got to share the screen. I'm sorry. Move. Oh, absolutely. So movies and pretty much I won't blame the uh, child. I blame put some blame on the society. Okay, here we go, y'all. Let's break this now. y'all. I don't know. Wait, let me. Tony, y'all couldn't see the video, could you? Tony. Okay, y'all. I don't believe y'all could see the video. I'm gonna start it over because I didn't see it. So sorry for the technical difficulties. Let me see something. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Because I'm looking at it on my phone. And before before I don't know what's going on. Before okay, you're right about society. I was just thinking about that seconds ago about the culture. Okay, in the music ties in together and the trends to what? Let me put this up here so everybody can see it. Yeah, I apologize for the video. I'm about to start it over. Because I looked at my phone and you all were looking at. Let me tell you. Let me share something with you all. Just a reminder: this is a 6-year-old that watches games, movies, have water guns, and and that's what our brothers used to play with. We used to play cowboy and Indian. But I'm not gonna fault this 6-year-old, and I'm not about to talk hard on a 6-year-old. But I'm about to share this video with y'all. This is an update, and we're gonna break it down. Thank you all. Oh Lord, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? Hold on, let me see what this is. What's going on? Thank you all for joining us today. And I know there was some question about as we go forward and share some information today. I know there was some question about when we would deliver some remarks and comments. I think that's important to our community, right? But we wanted to make sure that we took some time and gather some information. We had some good information to deliver and clear some things up. So my name is Steve Drew. I'm the Chief of Police here in Newport News, and I will tell you, this is an unprecedented situation that we're dealing with. A 6-year-old. It is unprecedented. So there are some nuances here. Last Friday was a hard day for our city, for all of us. There were a lot of heroes. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know what's going on technically, but let me see. Can y'all see the video? Hold on. Tell you that Saturday afternoon I was able to meet with family, and I was able to meet. I was home. Hold on, y'all. Oh gosh. Let me see the. Oh, I'm not sharing it with y'all. Hold on, y'all. I apologize. I apologize. Let me share my screen. Hold on, my fault. I'm sorry, y'all. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. What's going on here? Come on, StreamYard. I pay for this people. I want to do this. Hold on, yeah. It's going to. Hold on, yeah. It's not letting me share. Let me do something. 1 second, y'all. Okay, here we Oh, shit. Let's try it again, y'all. Let me share my screen with y'all. Let's try it one more time. Share, share. It's not sharing. Oh, let me hit this. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Let's share it now. Okay. Man, let me fix it. Let me see something. Hold on. Okay, hold on for a moment. Okay, let's see how this will. And remind y'all this is a 6-year-old.
Humbled, but I was able to meet with Abigail Zorn, established before you talk about our officer response. What happened while we were there? Where we're at early days into this. Things still need to go forward, but there are some questions that we will not be able to answer because of where we're at with this investigation. I met with Saturday. They took me up to. She asked me first question.
Yes, I understand.
Hold rounds today. Me, do you know how my students
Hold on. Excuse me. Hold on one moment. Is I don't know what's going on. this morning with Microsoft, but okay, let's try it again. Sorry about that. Let's try it again, y'all. Oops, let me see. Let's try it. Sometimes you have to have a backup when anytime you have a technical problem. You have to have a backup plan so a listening situation. I apologize for this, for the inconvenience of this video I wanted to show y'all, but I thought it was a very important video to show my people. Woo, shit. Okay, hold on, y'all. But okay, try it again. Okay, let's look at this one.
Custody for allegedly shooting his teacher. And
I don't understand. There you go.
believe that may have been done deliberately. NBC's Sarah McLaughlin has the
I really don't know what's going on this morning. I'm not about to let it stress me out. But I want y'all to know I was trying to share a video with my people, and it seems like it's not on my end. But I want to hold y'all up this morning. But at first when we heard about this case, the 6-year-old shooting, the officer was so quickly to come on and saying that it was like you said, it wasn't. He said that also when it first came on, about, he was talking about it, and then now he's saying it's intentional. So the officer shouldn't not have said anything because it's a 6-year-old child, that we are dealing with here that learn like Tony said, through movies, game, music. It's hello, yeah. It is, excuse me, guys. Let me put this right. Okay. Um hold on, y'all. Okay, it's easy. Y'all, I can't show y'all the video that I want y'all to see cause of technical difficulties. But I do want to share this information with y'all. That I'm not gonna that had to but I will blame the parent. I don't think here in this situation we don't know we are dealing with a learning disability. We don't know if we dealing with uh anything. I'm not about to talk about this baby. I'm not. Whew, gosh. Gotta get me some NyQuil, y'all, because I gotta go to work. I can't stay at home. But I can't show y'all the video, okay? But anyway, I'll let y'all hear it, okay? I'm not gonna bash this child. It's a child, and children, get into stuff. If you don't hide it, they'll find it. They curious. They want to know what they doing. And I don't think the little boy should be locked up. It was his mom's gun. I think that it should be the mother locked up, the parents locked up behind this. Instead, I'm glad I don't have to make this decision. I think that the parents should be locked up behind this instead of the 6-year-old baby. I really do, but I hate this even happen. But I'm gonna play it this way. I got to go another way this morning because I'm gonna show y'all.
On the timeline, I want to go back and talk about the other response. Because we 204 and officers responded. At 206, medics arrived at the school. At 207, the medics were cleared by officers to enter the building. That room was safe where we had someone had been injured. At 209, they made contact.
Let me share something with y'all. Just amazing that he's saying 206, 207. Elementary get out of school at that time. So he decided, this little boy, just imagine, this is the timeline. Listen to the timeline he just gave us. Listen.
Thank you all for joining us today. And I know there was some question about as we go forward and share some information today. I know there was some question about when we would deliver some remarks and comments. I think that's important to our community, right? But we wanted to make sure that we took some time and gather some information. We had some good information to deliver and clear some things up. So my name is Steve Drew. I'm the chief of police here in Newport News, and I will tell you, this is an unprecedented situation that we're dealing with. A 6-year-old. It is unprecedented. So there are new. Last Friday was a hard day for our city, for all of us, and there were a lot of heroes. I'll tell you that Saturday afternoon, I was able to meet with family. I was able to home, but I was able to meet with Abigail Zwerner. Abigail is a 25-year-old teacher.
Now,
she is a hero. I talked with.
I want to stop it right. I want to stop it right there. Abigail, bless her heart. She only 25, y'all. She only 25. She's still young herself. So you got a 25-year-old student that really protected her other students. She wasn't worried about the gunshot, her wounds. She was worried about getting that gun out that baby's hand. And he probably didn't even meant to shoot his teacher, y'all. That's why I'm not gonna talk about this so hard like most people. He probably didn't even want to do that. All we know, that gun could have went out. That little boy, the teacher's 25 and the student is 6. Both of them young, but the youngest one is the baby. Okay, let's listen.
So before I went a bit where we're at in our thing, just still some questions that we will not be able to answer because of where we're at with this investigation. When I met with Abigail's family on Saturday, and they took me up to her room, she asked me, first question, do you know how my students are? She was worried about them. And then today, when I went back to share with her that we were going to hold this press conference today, she again asked me, do you know how my students are? And that touched me, her family and her mother. Abigail wanted me to tell you all, but primarily her students and her parents of her students, that she is in stable condition and that she is thankful for the thoughts and prayers that have gone out to her, to people that have reached out, not only here locally, across our state and across our nation. She is very, very appreciative of the support that she's getting and continues to get. So I just want to establish with you a brief timeline. Last Friday at Rich Neck Elementary School on January the 6th, at 1:59, a call came in and advised that a teacher had been shot, and there was no other information that came forward. Officers were dispatched at 2:00 p.m. Personnel to Rich Neck Elementary. And anytime we have a situation where there is a shooter or they believe a possible active shooter, officers are going to come from all over. So there were officers from different areas there. At 2:04, 2 sheriff deputies arrived at the school and entered the classroom where this shooting took place.
Okay.
And we'll talk a little bit shortly here. There was not an active shooter going on.
Okay. This only parents, those who listening now, this happened in a classroom where she probably had about no more than about 15 or 20 students. Guess what? Look at this story. That child had a gun in his pocket, in his book bag, all day long. It's time to get out of school. It's time for them to go home, y'all. Elementary start getting ready to go home at 2:05. Mind you, he thought about the gun in his book bag. He didn't touch that gun throughout the whole school day. So he wasn't in plan. I can't say that baby was intentionally, but the officer saying that he intentionally shot his teacher. No, when he got his book bag, he remind himself what he supposed to have did to his teacher. But that baby went to school all day long. And it's time for the elementary kids to go home. The time for them to get on their little school bus and for their parents to pick them up. Cause he said 2:07. They get out at 2 no later than 2:05. So now they held in the classroom and they held back up in the school. I think the school did an outstanding job and the teacher did an outstanding. She saved her student. She knows her student. So the officer saying that he did intentionally shoot the teacher, but I don't think he intentionally to harm his teacher. I can't say what little baby was thinking about. Okay.
Everything happened in one classroom. Two sheriff deputies entered at 2:04, and about 8 to 10 seconds behind them, two officers entered. When they entered the room, they found a 6-year-old child that was being physically restrained by a SPEE. The child became a little combative, actually struck the school employee that was restraining him, and officers then took control of him and escorted him out of the building, placed him in a police car with an officer inside and outside that vehicle. Once that had occurred, there was a systematic evacuation of rooms and hallways for safety. So we still weren't sure exactly what all we had at that point. On the timeline, I want to go back and talk about the other response. As we said, at 2:04, deputies and officers responded. At 2:06, medics arrived at the school. At 2:07, the medics were cleared by officers to enter the building, that room was safe, where we had someone had been injured. At 2:09, they made contact with Abigail, and at 2:11, she was transported to a local hospital where she's currently undergoing treatment. And again, if I didn't state earlier, she is still listed in stable condition, and I had a good conversation with her today. We talked a little bit about when the officers arrived. The young man was taken into custody and escorted out of the building, and officers responded then and began to put a plan together quickly to evacuate the hallways, the classrooms in a systematic order. But remember, we're dealing with elementary kids, right? And I will tell you, I was touched by the way that those officers interacted with those kids as they moved them from the hallway to the gymnasium.
That's good.
The faculty and staff there, and I'm not just talking about teachers. It was heroic, the way I saw them take care of those young people. Officers and faculty members took the students into the gymnasium. That's where they would stay until they were reunited with the family. The individuals that were in the classroom were taken to the library, where they were held there, kept there with detectives, a couple of teachers, and eventually some school counselors. When they arrived, we escorted them safely to that area as we continued to clear the building so that they could be, professionals could be with
Okay,
with
just imagine your child was in that room and that happened. Oh, mama, they shot me so. They shot him. You could shot me. You know, that's so sweet. But that I'm saying that these are babies. I'm not about to see. I know I see first graders every day. I see first graders every day. But the little boy stayed in school all that day. He didn't shoot his teacher. He didn't remember to do what he needed to do to after they got their book bag to get ready to go get on their school bus or go get picked up. So I don't think he was. They intentionally did it, but I think if he intentionally did it, he would have did it from the beginning. Who knows? Okay.
or young people with students. talked about detectives and counselors that were escorted there to make sure that we had professionals with the individuals that had been in that room. Once the building was safe, forensics entered the classroom and processed the crime scene. I want to share with you what we recovered there. One spent shell casing, a backpack, a cell phone, and a 9mm Taurus firearm was recovered.
Yeah.
The firearm was recovered close to the student's desk.
9mm. Right there at that student desk. He done been around that gun before. Dog, first grade? Golly. He could have killed every child in that classroom. I don't even mentally know what he did. He could be playing with that gun. So put yourself in your child position. Teacher's not even safe, y'all. He ain't held nothing against his teacher. He have to be he don't know what discipline is to me. Because he acted one way. He acting out one way where he used to doing this way at home. He doing this way at school. I can't have my way at school like I do at home. So I'm upset because I can't have my way. I used to have to tell my children all day, you cannot do what you want to do at school. Wait till you get home. So I hear discipline things going, but I'm not about it. Say that about no first grade. I'm sorry, cause my grandbaby in the first grade, so they say it's not an accident. It's not accidental. It was intentional. But I have a smart. These first graders, they are real smart.
Where the shooting occurred. Mrs. Zwerner was providing class instruction. The 6-year-old child displayed a firearm, pointed it at her, and fired one round. There was no physical struggle or fight. She was providing instruction to her class. There was one round fired. Abigail took a defensive position, and what I'm sharing with you is because she has allowed me to share it.
Okay.
She took a defensive position where she raised her hand. The round went through her hand, exited her hand, and into her upper chest. And that's as far as I want to go with that. I'm not a physician, and
so she did
complications there, but that was the injury. She leaned back and took that round. She suffered a gunshot wound, but she was still able to get all of her students out of that classroom. From the video surveillance we have of the hallway, you can see the students running out of that classroom across the hall into, and I'm estimating about 17 to 20 students out of that classroom.
But see, y'all, he shot one time. He didn't continuously shooting the gun. But he knew who he was shooting. He knew who he shot. But he don't know what's going on. He knows that's his teacher. Excuse me, y'all. Hold on. Excuse me, y'all. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. He shot one time. When he shot his teacher, that baby, wait, yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. Woo. Oh, hold on. Oh. y'all for a second. Woo. Woo. 1 second, everyone. I'm sorry. Let me turn the heat up. Ooh. Hold on. Ooh. Okay. Okay, yeah. I apologize. Ooh.
Mrs. Warner was the last person to leave that class. She made a right turn and started down the hallway, and then she stopped. She turned around. She turned around to make sure that every one of those students was safe. She made her way down to the administration office. We would later find out that she was given first aid as dispatchers talked to individuals who had made phone calls, and they took care of her through communications until the paramedics got with her. Several faculty members were interviewed at the scene. There will be follow-up interviews. There will be follow-up interviews with Abigail. The students that were there, we will work with child psychologists who are trained to interview children. We'll work with them and what I talked about what they saw in their accounts. Now, once I arrived, myself and other officers, I got a quick brief assessment of the situation, what we had, and I wanted to get out as quick as we could to our community and our parents, right, that we did not have an active situation, the individual was in custody, and that there was no longer threat. I tried to explain a little bit about how children were being moved to the gymnasium. We'll work with our school board members and faculty and staff there, our sheriff deputies, that came all together, and we had a systematic process of releasing a child to their parent. They were identified, and we got them back together. You can imagine there was some frustration by parents wanting their children back. I can understand that. Myself and the mayor worked the line as parents lined up, calming them down, reassuring that their students were okay. But you saw tears and frustration, anxiety, and I appreciate that, sir. Because in those situations, what we have to do is try to keep people calm because they're just unsure of what they had. And as we reunited, as I saw school employees walking students and officers walking students back to their families, I saw tears and smiles on both sides. Almost that moment of seeing our fire department, sheriff's department, police officers, school board members, school officials working together to reunite those children and loved ones, and the care that they took for those young people, it was amazing. Laughing, supporting, holding their hands, talking to them.
That's good.
We saw children in the gym that were making fun of officers and officers making fun of them.
Oh, see, kids don't pay that no attention. Kids not paying that no attention. It's no other parent. The kids, that's what the kind of mindset you want to keep, because the other kids of the school don't even know what's going on. And I know they said not accidental. It was intentional. But I think if the little boy really knew he would have, if he knew it's something going on mentally, because he had the gun in there all that morning, all that day. So he could have easily went in his book bag and shot everybody in that classroom. But when he got his book bag, he had a 9mm in it, sitting on the side of his desk with him. He could have been shot his teacher. I don't think that. I don't look at it the way you know most people look at it. And then them her students. And I bet he said, "Oh my God," and she did like this. And he went through her hand. Don't you know, mentally 25 years old? And he's 6. I feel for the little boy. And I feel definitely for the teacher. But things happen. Excuse me, girl. Whew. Finally got one. Finally got one. Okay. Finally got a cold. Poor baby. I feel sorry for the child. For that child to find his mother's gun. He found his mom's gun. If he found his mom's gun, he knew where it was the whole time.
And we're dealing with the best that we could. They remembered how important those young people are in that time. They may never forget. The parents of the 6-year-old child were contacted by the police department and asked them to meet us back at police headquarters. They did so, and at that point is where we interviewed the child and his mother. We determined that the firearm was in the residence where they lived, and the child had obtained that firearm, placed it in his backpack, and brought it to school. It was brought to school that day by his mother later that morning. The 6-year-old child brought to school, like we said there, and it was determined we wanted to know about that firearm. It's one of the things that we did in our press conference. There was one of the questions I had. Where did that firearm come from? The firearm was legally purchased by the child's mother out of York County. Detectives. So after we had this information, like I said, this is unprecedented. We're dealing with a 6-year-old. Detectives talk with Human Services and Child Protective Services or Commonwealth Attorney's Office. I've talked to Mr. Gwynn several times, late as last night and this afternoon. The Community Service Board, which addresses mental and behavioral health. Due to the age of the child, we made these contacts and conversations to seek guidance on possible services. Because none of us have a lot of information dealing with something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Based on this conversation, an emergency custody order was initiated by detectives, and the 6-year-old child was transported to a local hospital where he was evaluated. The CSB, Community Service Board, determined that a temporary detention order would be obtained from a magistrate, and the child is currently receiving treatment at a medical facility.
Good.
Now, the department will continue to conduct this investigation.
Because y'all, if you
a lot of follow-up interviews, we want to talk to
if you look at this, this could have affected the 6-year-old child. Excuse me, Kim. This could have affected the 6-year-old child, what he did also. So I'm glad that they got the baby some help. I'm not even angry with the child. I'm not angry with the mother. But this situation is y'all got to take them guns serious. You got to take it serious. I think if the little boy really wanted to kill his teacher, he would have killed the teacher and shot it. He when he realized he shot the gun, I don't even believe he really, they saying intentionally, I say accidentally. I think it's accidentally. In a 6-year-old aiming, it's not the point that he was aiming. He knew where he was shooting at. And he wanted to see, did it work? Curiosity. So I would tell parents, put your guns up. You know what I mean? From little ones. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I know these children smart these days. They watch everything you do. Okay, they watch everything you do. They watch everything you do. So take it serious, young parents.
Individuals that were in that classroom with help of a child psychologist. We want to meet with human service. So I don't know exactly verbatim. I know that there are faculty members that we want to talk to, and that there are those children that were in the room and their parents. Those are some follow-up interviews we want to have, and we want to make sure that we have those as they fall into, as we recover evidence and process the information we have coming in. So I don't want to get into comments that they have made. I still remember, and I just, again, caution, I want to be as open and transparent as I can. I think we have a good relationship that way, but I also don't want to jeopardize any investigation that moves forward, and there's some different moving pieces and components. So I wouldn't want to get into actual statements that were given by anyone who might have some of that information. Is that fair? Those are two great questions. You know, as we'll work with our professionals.
And you know what? You know what, Sandria? You as a parent, you got to be careful. Kids ramble. Kids. We did it. But just imagine that gun was in his book bag all day long. He done went through lunch. He done transitioned to the restroom. It been there in that same spot all day long. That's the mindset of a first grader. Think about your grandbaby. Think about your children in the first grade. Okay? Second grade. Young. I know some smart first graders. There's some smart first graders over at that school where I am. Talk better than me. Have sense. Got all of that. If he really wanted to shoot his teacher, he would have did it a long time ago. He waited till the end of the day. The end of the day. I'm glad that they getting this family some help. And for the teacher, she only 25. She's a 25-year-old, y'all. She's a 25-year-old teacher. She young. So I'm not going to be angry with this 6-year-old. I'm not. Because if he really wanted to kill his teacher, he would have constantly kept shooting it like this. But when she did this, he was like, oh my God, I shot my teacher. And it went through her hand. Imagine you got a bullet through your hand that you'll never forget how you got it. But you love your students. She not even looking at him as a bad child. I'm glad they got the family, the mom, some help. Mom doing the best she can do. That's why we need fathers in their lives.
Some treatment that is being going on right now, an evaluation, to hear some of those things. As far as charges against family members, parents, there's been a lot of questions. I've seen a lot of posts in the media, and I am certainly not as well versed as others in the social media side, but I've seen a lot of conversation about, are the parents going to be, so talking with our Commonwealth attorney, we have a great relationship, the utmost respect. Met with him, or talked with him, was with him last night, we talked today, that once the information, right, once all the interviews have been conducted, all the gentleman behind you just asked about the parents said anything, once all that stuff is obtained, we know what we know from human services or child protective services, what information the schools have, the other interviews that we still need. I'd like the detectives want to go back and have some more conversation with Abigail. We will present that and sit down with the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. They will review that, and a great comment he made to me today was where the facts are and what the law supports will determine.
You know what?
Charges, but that would be.
I am so glad that Miss Abigail okay. Miss Abigail could have lost her life. and it could have affected her family. I am for something like that to go on for a first grader to bring a gun to school. There's something going on in that house. He could be asking for help. He could be protecting himself from don't wanting the teacher to tell his mama how he behaving in school. We don't know what's going on in first grade. We don't know. Parents should be disciplined for what their kids are going through. They should be held accountability for situation, not that child. First grade child. Some ain't happy. He ain't happy about something. Something this baby not happy about. This is heartbreaking, y'all. This is a new update. This don't surprise me. Nothing surprised me anymore. Nothing surprised me anymore. What goes on? Nothing. That's why I always used to ask my students how y'all do, even though I was in physical education and health. I'm like, how everybody doing this morning? Because somebody in there not doing it. They all not gonna like you. I don't care, but I love you. And give them that little opportunity and that time to share. Give them that space so they can enjoy. They be happy to get in my class. But we're talking about first grade. Yeah, we talking about a first grader. But they getting the child some help, y'all. And Miss Aberdale know y'all need you something else. They kids. They something else, but they kids. I can't stand here and say nothing negative about. Hold on, y'all. Let me get some tissue. I can't sit here and say nothing negative about the mama, the child. I can't get the child. I can't do it. Nobody. I don't know what that child going through. I don't know. I don't know what that baby going through. One thing I do know, he had lunch that day and he had fun that day. It was the end of the day when it's time to go home. Think about it, people. The child enjoyed his teacher all that day. He had fun. He played. He learned. He ate lunch. Now it's time to go home. That needs to be evaluated because he wasn't ready to go home. He don't have to be angry with his teacher to shoot his teacher. He don't have to be angry with his teacher to shoot his teacher. He might teacher this, teacher that. No. He might not even want to go home. He might want to stay with his teacher. A lot of little boys like their teacher. He don't have to dislike his teacher. That because he shot his teacher don't mean that he didn't love his teacher. We're talking about a first grader. Let me see, can I show y'all this video? Let me see, would it let me show y'all this video, okay? Let's try it again. If it don't work, we're not going to worry about it. Nothing surprised me anymore. Nothing. I would like to see a video of Miss Abigail. She won 25. I thought she was older than that. Let me see, can I show y'all a video of her?
Sending the school of 550 students into lockdown in the city of Newport News, Virginia.
This was not a situation where we had a student going up or any other individuals going up and down the halls with actively firing in a long shooting incident. It was in a classroom.
Authorities say the teacher, a female in her 30s, has life-threatening wounds but is improving. The 6-year-old shooter was arrested.
Today, our students got a lesson in gun violence and what guns can do to disrupt not only an educational environment, but also a family, a community.
Parents picked up their children from the school's gym, eager to see their faces.
Oh, God, I lit up. It's my baby. It's my baby. It's okay. It's crazy world we live in.
No students were physically injured, but they were terrified. Class was canceled on Monday. The police chief says they're in contact with the city's Commonwealth attorney to figure out how to get services to the child. The investigation is ongoing, including how a 6-year-old got a hold of a gun.
Okay, let me see. Can I find Miss Abigail? I want to see Miss Abigail. I have to give this to this young lady. This a young teacher, y'all. Let me see. Can I find Miss Abigail? You know what? I have to give it to Miss Abigail. I want to see Miss Abigail. I have to give it to her. She protected her teacher. There she go. Let's see what she had.
We did it, Wilbur! Huzzah! Why do you get the armrest? Why shouldn't I?
If you're on a flight, you need to share the armrest. And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
I didn't get peanuts.
Oh, well.
The other major news this Wednesday night, the teacher who was shot by her 6-year-old student tonight, arguing the school was warned 3 times on that very day that the boy could have a gun and that he was making threats. Her lawyer tonight now revealing a chilling timeline here, also revealing the teacher still has that bullet lodged in her chest. Here's our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, tonight.
2 weeks after she was shot by her 6-year-old student in an attack that stunned the nation, teacher Abby Zerwerner is breaking her silence. Her attorney accusing the school of failing to stop the violence despite multiple warnings the boy was dangerous.
3 times. School administration was warned by concerned teachers and employees that the boy had a gun on him at the school, but the administration could not be bothered.
That lawyer laying out a string of red flags that day, saying it was Zerwerner who first reported that the boy had threatened to beat up another child.
They didn't call security. They didn't remove the student from the classroom.
After getting a tip about a
What?
gun.
Hold up. I know they didn't just say what I thought they said. Hold up. You said the administrator didn't remove the kids out the room? Hold up, y'all. Pope teachers.
That the boy had threatened to beat up another child.
They didn't call security. They didn't remove the student.
Hold up. Let me take this back. This is Abigail lawyer, y'all.
Boy was dangerous.
3 times. School administration was warned by concerned teachers and employees that the boy had a gun on him at the school, but the administration could not be bothered.
That lawyer laying out a string of red flags that day, saying it was Zerwerner who first reported that the boy had threatened to beat up another child.
They didn't call.
Okay, so in this case, it sounds like the teachers reacted like they supposed to react it, but the administrators didn't react. That's what it sounds like, that the administrators didn't react. And the little boy, 6th grader, was talking about beating up another student. Jesus. So he probably didn't bring the gun for the teacher.
Security, they didn't remove the student from the classroom.
After getting a tip about a gun, another teacher searched the boy's backpack an hour later, but found nothing.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me get some water. Hold on, because I know what I ain't just heard. Didn't they just say that they checked the boy book bag and another teacher didn't find nothing? Hold on, y'all. Let me get some water. Hold on, yeah, hold on. I had to go make me some coffee. I made me some coffee due to the fact, yeah. So I'm now wondering how often that baby was bullied. Did they say? Yeah, I don't have a problem with my answer. God, excuse me. I'm dealing with my sinuses. Do you mean to tell me that I believe it? They reported that that boy had a gun in his book bag. And he's supposed to. I knew it was something else in this. Hold up. Let's take this back. I hear a lawsuit. Let me put this. Hold on. Let me put what Sandria said up there. Cause we talking to parents. Sandria, the mother, and she a parent also. So let me put this up. See, it wasn't about the teacher. It wasn't about the teacher. This is what it was about. This is what it was about, allegedly. It wasn't about the teacher. I know I didn't hear that. The administrator knew what was going on, y'all. It was warned to them that the boy had a gun in his book bag. But the administrator didn't do that. They didn't even respond to it. So do they have an issue with Miss Abedale? How the boy not gonna have a gun in his book bag and he pulled it out and shot the teacher with? Listen to this.
But the administration could not be bothered.
That lawyer laying out a string of red flags that day, saying it was Werner who first reported that the boy had threatened to beat up another child.
They didn't call security. They didn't remove the student from the classroom.
After getting a tip about a
They
gun,
didn't even remove the student from the class. That's the warning sign, y'all. There are warning signs. They reported this to the administrator. The teacher did everything she's supposed to do. They reported to the administrator that this administrator was not bothered. They let the kid remain in the classroom, and they did say that they heard that the boy brought a gun to school. The boy could have shot everybody on the school bus. The person who bullied him could have been on the school bus. Let's keep going.
Another teacher searched the boy's backpack an hour later, but found nothing.
Another teacher. That's what it said. Another teacher checked the boy book bag, backpack, didn't find nothing. Listen, no, y'all. They checked the boy book, but let's read, y'all. Y'all read it with me. Read it with me. Read this.
Another teacher searched the boy's backpack an hour later, but found nothing.
They checked the boy backpack. Later, y'all. It's a problem. It's a problem. You checked the boy backpack and didn't find nothing? Let me tell you, the administrator failed the parents. The administrators failed the teacher. They failed the students. They failed them. We got to go back and hear this. Listen to what it says. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I got to go another route. It's bad, y'all. This is so sad. Okay, hold on. I got to use another rap. Miss Abigail, I'm sorry to hear that, beautiful teacher. Okay. Miss Abigail did what she's supposed to do. She alert the school administrator. She was failure. She gonna win this. So forget about this. Okay, let's listen to this.
Arguing the school was warned 3 times on that very day that the
Three
boy could have a
times.
gun and that he was making threats. Her lawyer tonight now revealing a chilling timeline here, also revealing the teacher still has that bullet lodged in her chest. Here's our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, tonight.
2 weeks after she was shot by her 6-year-old student in an attack that stunned the nation, teacher Abby Zawerner is breaking her silence. Her attorney accusing the school of failing to stop the violence despite multiple warnings the boy was dangerous.
3 times. School administration was warned by concerned teachers and employees that the boy had a gun on him at the school, but the administration could not be bothered.
That lawyer laying out a string of red flags that day, saying it was Zawerner who first reported that the boy had threatened to beat up another child.
They didn't call security. They didn't remove the student from the classroom.
After getting a tip about a gun, another teacher searched the boy's backpack an hour later, but found nothing. When that same teacher warned the gun could be in a pocket, a school official allegedly dismissed the threat.
The administrator downplayed.
What? I got a problem with the administrator. Yeah, this could have been solved. This situation could have been solved. The administrator didn't do what she's supposed to do. Now they need to look into these administrators. The teacher would have been safe if she had to did her job. The administrator had to did their job.
The report from the teacher and the possibility of a gun, saying, and I quote, "Well, he has little pockets."
A half hour later, Zawerner's lawyer claims a third teacher reported a student who was crying because the 6-year-old had threatened him with the gun during recess. But again, no action.
The administrator.
There you go. There you go. I just said that. That boy had the gun in the book bag, y'all. They didn't check it. They were too lazy to check it. The book bag, okay? He threatened. That's what I just said. He went through school all that day until the time to go home. I don't know how that little boy got transported to school. He could have put that gun out on the school bus and shot everybody on there. I'm not going to blame him. Because he sounds like he being bullied and he wants some help. The administrator failed the teachers and the students.
Call the police. No. Did administrators lock down the school? No.
What?
Finally, Zawerner.
There you go. This goes on in schools every other day. You don't have this problem every day. The little boy wanted help. Somebody picking at your child, at your nephew. He didn't bring the gun for Miss Everdale. He liked Miss Everdale. He didn't want Miss Everdale to stop him from doing what he wanted to do, allegedly. And then, like you said, Sandria, I don't know if the boy was in his class. You know what I mean? And that's a dangerous thing right there. That right there is dangerous.
Claims another concerned staffer asked to pat down and search the boy, but was denied, told to wait the situation out because the school day was almost over.
I told you.
Later, police said the boy opened fire with the gun.
I told y'all. I told y'all. School was out. School was out, y'all. 2:05. So they figured the kid about to get ready to go home anyway. Let's go on and let this live. Let's go. We about to get ready to go home. Leave. That put the problem on somebody else. He brought that gun to protect himself from that other student. Not for his teacher. See, everybody had it wrong. He didn't do this for his teacher. He did it for that student. And he wanted to know, did it work? So when he didn't intend to shoot Miss What's her name, it just when he took it out, this could have been avoided. Miss Abigail, I'm about to get ready to, it's sad. I wouldn't even go back into teaching. Sorry, administrator. That's what that is.
He brought from his home. Mark Garcia's 8-year-old son was down the hall and ran for cover. Garcia says parents in the school have long voiced concerns about security.
These are red flags that we raised as parents before, and now we're actually hearing it and understanding that these red flags are actually real.
The parents of the 6-year-old suspect say he suffers from an acute disability and claim the shooting occurred during the first week he attended class without a parent. But tonight, Abby Zerwerner remains at home healing. We learned today that bullet is still lodged in her chest.
The road to full recovery will be long. The psychological wounds cut deeply and remain fresh.
And Peter Thomas with us here tonight. Peter, we heard from parents worried about school security. We saw them line up to speak at the district's school board meeting.
That was red flags, people. That was red flags. Those red flags. I really believe he shot her by accident, preparing for whatever had been the bullying had him. Yes, that's what I just said. Just sad, y'all. The administrator failed the teachers and the student. That administrator need to be fired. That's who need to be fired. I had an administrator told me, what you want me to do? You the principal. What you did want this child to be in my room just disturbing other folks' children, cussing them out, pushing stuff. Y'all know the boy got issues. I'm a teacher. I'm supposed to protect my students. So I reported to the administrator. And the administrator asked me what do he supposed to do? I knew it was time for me to leave. Sandria, can you please, I'm gonna drop my invite button. Could you explain to them what acute disability is? You can always hide your face. Can you please explain to the people here what is acute disability is? The only thing you doing the same thing you doing now, typing. Share this, please share this with them. What acute disability is. That's very interesting. This is very important what you said. And my thing is, that's the link right there, baby. Hit the link. We got to explain. We got to educate our parents, because we don't know. We don't know. I appreciate you. I mean, because I still feel bad for the first graders. I got a first grade. My baby, I think my grandbaby in the second grade now, but she was in the first. Yeah. Just hit that link right there and you can hide your face. But this is very important. She is going to explain to y'all what acute disability is. Okay. She is sorry for Miss Everdale. She's a young teacher. She did everything a teacher's supposed to do. Yes, she did. Thank you so much, Sandria.
Morning.
Okay. Hey, Sandria.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Okay, what is Sandria about to do, y'all? Explain to y'all what an acute disability is that happened at this school. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. First of all, when my son was born with disability, it's mental. It's dealing with the mental. His doctor diagnosed him with MR, which he said my child was born mildly retarded.
Okay.
He what else was it? Schizophrenia.
Mm-hmm.
And it's another one, but I can't remember the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
They look like real normal people. I mean, he's normal. I mean, a normal child. You can't tell it unless, you know, he gets agitated, somebody's irritating him or something, and then he have these explosive outbursts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or either, you know, if they're on medication, the proper treatment, they could go a full day. They could go a full day without being agitated. Something could be going on that irritate him, and he could ignore it. He could ignore it to a certain extent. But if you get him cornered, then you have a real bad problem.
So do you think that's what happened to that little boy?
Probably.
He dropped the gun.
Probably, I'm thinking, because I'm gonna tell you, when that child hemmed my son up in that locker room trying to take his shoes, the teacher went in there trying to grab him.
Your son?
Yeah, trying to grab him now. She knew that he had been being bullied. They would call me all the time, you know. Now, they have schools for children like that, you know what I'm saying? They have schools here for that. But yeah, she tried to grab him, and by her trying to grab him, she called me, had him arrested. But because he's in a psychiatric program, his doctor went and got him. Because he's like, well, no, he can't be locked up. You know what I'm saying? Because he had those problems, and they already know he had to be agitated. And it's one thing about a person with those underlying problems. Once they make up their mind, they're going to get you.
So you saying that the little boy, in this case, he was going to get the boy, this was going to happen anyway.
Whomever had been bullied on him, because I'm gonna tell you something. I have gone through this myself. The school, they will let stuff go on for so long. They'll let it go on for so long, to the point to where they'll have your child as being the problem. When they see the bullying going on, they won't address the problem then and try to get it fixed. You know what I'm saying? But see, in my son's case, they had to call me because the child didn't have a gun. He didn't have a gun. But once he was agitated, he would threaten to shoot up everybody in the school.
Talking about the little boy I'm talking about?
I'm talking about my son.
So he brought a gun to school?
No, he didn't have a gun, but once he was agitated to that point, he would threaten to shoot up everybody in the school.
Wow. So what do you say to him as a mother?
I would always talk to him and let him know that, you know, everybody is not going to like you. You know what I'm saying? It's some things you have to just learn to ignore. You know, if you could ignore it, just walk away. But if you can't, tell your teacher. If your teacher don't listen, go to the office. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to keep explaining to her. Just walk out the class and go to the office. If you get in trouble for walking out the class, call me. You know what I'm saying? Just call me. They didn't like that because they knew I was coming. Anytime something happened, I'm coming. You know, but in today's day, the schools do not alert the parents. My daughter is having a problem like that now. My grandson's finna be pulled out of a school because he's being bullied constantly. But then he's the problem until we go to the school and find out the truth.
But okay, let me ask you this, Sandra, we're gonna stay on topic. The young man took the gun from his mama's house. The teachers responded just like they supposed to told the administrator they did that.
Right.
They supposed to check. The administrator ignored them.
Right.
Then another teacher said check the book bag. They didn't do it. One said she claimed she looked in the book bag and she ain't seen it. Look, that little boy done went through school all day long, ain't bothered nobody, recess and all that. And the little boy, and the other little boy reported said he threatened him at recess. I don't see nothing going on with the administrator. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. So acute, when they say acute disability, what is it?
I don't understand. I don't understand an acute disability. A disability is a disability. It's there. It's an underlying problem. That's only his is probably only seen when he's to that point of agitate. You know, he's overboard. They done tipped the ship with him. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
And he was at that stage to where, you know, this happens just when I'm getting ready to go get on the bus. So I'm gonna be ready.
Okay. So let me see what it says.
I'm not understanding that because I never
me either.
Yeah, disability is a disability.
It's new to me. I heard of disabilities, but it said one answer, a severe, like you said, a severe mental disorder that causes the person to suffer or continue to suffer severe and abnormal mental, emotional, physical harm that significantly impair judgment. It's the same thing you just said.
Right. And see, in his case, when he get agitated, he'll hurt another person.
But that's what that little boy was gonna do.
Okay. In my son's case, when he get he'll hurt himself. So there is levels. It's different levels to it. See, he will hurt somebody else. Where in my son's case, he'll try to hurt himself.
So what kind of class do you think that's kind of classroom is it? Is it for disability? That's what it sounds like, though.
And now I don't know now.
I don't know because I had students in my room had disabilities.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But see, if he's on that 6 year, what is that, first grade?
Yeah.
If he's on that level, then they will keep him in there. But his behavior may have them send him to one of those schools if they have schools, you know, like that for him.
Cause right here they said that he had an accommodation. We always get accommodation on certain students.
Right.
Behavior disability. It means that either he should be seating them close to the teacher.
Right.
And like they got acute condition of severe and sudden in onset. Everything you just said.
And see, that's not right. If he's having problems like that, he don't need to be locked up. I mean, what he did was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Once he came back down, you see, once he realized that he shot his teacher, it scared him. You know what I'm saying? They have to come down from that space they're in at that time. before
Okay.
they actually realize what happened. You know what I'm saying? That's why he don't need to be locked up. He need to be
Space.
whoever his doctor is.
Uh-huh.
His doctor can take him, get him checked in, get him monitored and stabilized, and he'll be fine. But whoever he lives with has to make sure that he gets his treatment.
Cause he even sound like he been needing it, don't he?
Right.
Yeah, poor baby asking for, cause he went the whole day.
Somebody's been lacking, because I'm gonna tell you, my son knew he had a problem. You know what I'm saying? And he would tell me all the time. You know, I would talk to my child. I would spend time with my child. I would put in the work with my child. And he would tell me, Mama, I know I got a problem. I'm gonna try to do better.
Oh.
You got to put in the work. You got to put in the time.
Wow.
It's a lot of things you have to learn to ignore, because they know what they're doing at some point, but when they're at way up there at that level of agitation to where you can't get them to calm down, once they do, you'll get an apology, because they knew, yeah. I could tell when his eyes get glossy. If that baby went to school glossy eyed, somebody messed up letting him go out the door like that.
So you said that if they had a react on this quicker, it would have been a different outcome.
Yeah, I mean, if that child had been going home saying, well, Mama, somebody that picking on me, such picking on me, if he had been telling the teacher such picking on me, you know, he knows it's going to happen at the end of Miss So-and-so class when I walk out the door. Okay. So I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do. And kids ramble. He knows that gun is a pow. He'll shoot somebody. Yeah. So hey, I'm gonna protect myself today.
Well, nobody else is me. How old is your son?
He's 30. He's 30 now.
Oh, he's 30 now, but when he was young, he went through something like what the little boy going through.
Yeah, but my son, his was worse.
But that little boy is, we don't know, you know what I mean?
Right.
We don't know I kind of figure when I heard me Abigail, the way they were describing her students, I already knew what kind of class she had, but we don't like to identify them as different.
But see,
when we know they have an accommodation, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And see, I don't know. I mean, I don't know he's just 6, right? So if they noticed that last year, if they noticed that he was having that problem at 5, they should have already pulled him out and sent him to the perfect, the better place for him with the right accommodations.
Like you saying, like with a better school?
Yeah, a school, because see, like when my son turned 5, he was having those problems in school. He was having those problems where he was being bullied. He was like maybe 2 years behind the other kids, but they was keeping him in that regular class because he could do some of the work. But when the opening they didn't even have an opening. The teacher recommended it, and they sent him to this other school.
Now she said, right here, boo, she said, this child apparently has a history of acting out. Now he has a disability.
If he has a history of acting out, there's something wrong there, because I went through the same thing. My child was acting out. My child was acting out bad. And it wasn't because he was trying to. He had a problem. He would tell me, I can't help it.
Oh, wow.
He would tell me, I can't help it, Mama.
This little boy told me that. You remember Sandria?
Yeah.
I was on my dude, and that little boy said, I can't help it.
Yeah. And they can't. They know they got the problem, and they can't help it. And they try to do better. They want to be normal. But it's up to their caregiver to make sure, that they don't go.
Take that little boy off his medicine.
See, this little boy that did the shooting.
No. The boy who I was telling you at my school when I was telling you that he said he act up because he can't help it.
They took him off his medicine.
Yeah.
They better be careful.
I keep telling them, I don't know why they won't get that little boy his medicine.
They probably feel like he don't need to be on it.
That's what
Okay.
he said.
Well, that medicine does not reach a certain blood level, and once they're off of it for, I give my son a week, maybe 3 days, and I can say something to him. I can say good morning. He like, what?
For real?
I'm like, okay, well, go take your medicine. Go lay back down.
Well, at least you know what the at least you know how to adapt to that. And then I think the lady I think the teacher did good. It's just administration. The administrator,
Right.
It's the end of the day, 2 o'clock. You know they go home at 2:05.
But they got to realize, it be a lot of stuff go on during class. And then they drop a ton on you at lunchtime.
Yeah.
And then right before time to catch the bus, somebody and already let you know they're gonna beat you up before you get out of class.
Yeah, because he brought it up. He told them that he spoke the other little boy said he was gonna ensure to pick on children. That's
Right.
children. That's kids.
Right.
So seemed like if she was in a classroom, you want to come up also is what it is. You can hit that link. But
see, I really didn't want to get up here and show myself, Miss Lanita.
no, you need to. We need to hear from parents. We need to hear from people from all. Everybody should have a voice because I felt sorry for the teacher.
Right.
She did everything a teacher's supposed to do. She warned the administrator. She warned everybody. They clean. They check. You can have a poor administrator also in these schools.
Right.
But now they told them, oh, they about to go home anyway. But that child could have got on the school bus and shot everybody.
Right.
He had the gun in his book bag all day.
All day.
All day.
But they searched for good.
Like they go back to what you said. Did nobody bother him?
Right.
Now it's time to go to home. Now I got to see his gun work.
Because my grandson tell me all the time, he like, Granny, is this boy be picking on me? He said, I don't even want to go to school tomorrow, But he's being pulled out. He's being pulled out because every time something happens, they want to, they don't want to try to get the problem solved. They just want to blame,
The parent.
Yeah, not blame the child, but this child is acting.
The child got a disability.
The child is acting out because they done told you what's going on and you won't help them.
I don't want the little boy to be locked up, y'all.
I mean, if he has a disability now, whoever his doctor is could go get him. Because when they locked my son up, I called his doctor. His doctor went and got him right up out of jail. No, he's not. He don't need to be in there. The woman claimed, well, when I grabbed him, he snatched me and I got a hernia. The doctor was like, nah, you already had that hernia. You shouldn't have been grabbing him.
Wow.
Somebody messing with him, they try to jump him, take his shit, but you grabbing him.
I want to know why those kids don't even go. What kind of classroom did she have? Because if those kids with disability was in the same classroom, this wouldn't happen because they go to PE at a different time than our kids do.
And I tell you what, if that's that kind of class, she was supposed to have 2 aides.
Sometimes they have 3.
Yep. Because they're not allowed to have more than what is it 20?
It's about like let me see, about
15 to 20.
15, either 5, 6, 15, something like that.
15, yeah. And she's supposed to have 2 aides.
Yeah.
So
evidently probably didn't have nobody else in there with her. Cause she could have checked that. Somebody else could have checked the book bag. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll be teachers. I start checking book bag. If you ain't got no help, you gotta protect yourself. But they
Right.
say they claim if you check the book bag, you would have saw something. So would you blame? Okay, would you charge the teacher or would you charge the student?
Would I what?
Would you charge the teacher or would you charge the student?
For the incident?
Uh-huh.
I
The
would
teacher,
charge,
no, I'm sorry. Would you charge the student or the mother?
wow,
Would you lock
that's
up the mama? Would you lock up the teacher? Not the student.
that mother. That mother is responsible for that child's actions until he's 18. But I would also lock up the administrator
There you
for
go.
not following through with her
Yeah,
job.
fire her, but
Right,
cause that teacher could have died.
right.
She need to lose her job, and I bet she still got it.
Because and then that mother should have had that gun locked up in a safe
Lock
place.
up and knowing her son's situation.
Right. I wouldn't dare keep no knives or guns or nothing in reach of, people that have problems like that.
Yeah,
Because you never know.
that sounds like it should. That if they had PE, I remember when they didn't go the PE. I was in PE. Those kids didn't go to PE at the same time. If
Right.
they didn't have PE, they was at a different time.
Right.
And then he bullied somebody. A lot of them kids like they got sense, but they have a disability.
Right.
So you can't ignore that. They can't ignore that. But when in this situation right now, you're dealing with two young people. You're dealing with the teacher and you're dealing with the student.
Right.
Teaching
I mean, because and then they should be safer. With him being 6 years old, seemed like they would still be eating in the classroom. The teacher would be going to the bathroom with them if they don't have a bathroom inside their room.
Yep.
They should be in single file line going to the bus stop. But then, I mean, I understand you can't always see everything, But when they make complaints to them, they should listen more and try to see at least see what's going on. Take a minute. I mean, I know they have a very busy day, but you still have to take a minute.
Yeah, because they took them to the bathroom at a certain time. I spoke to them every day. I had some had a little attitude, but I would laugh at not laugh, be like, okay, it's okay, y'all speak me.
Yeah, and see, I know how it is because I used to get bullied just for being smart. I mean, I had folks sitting in back of me used to pull my hair because I wouldn't let them cop out my paper or want to meet me at the locker and beat me up and stuff, Yeah. And then I done beat them up at the locker and then I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? But you've been threatening me. I was telling you this thing was pulling my hair, but they threatened to beat me up at the locker. So I don't ram them into the locker. There I go. I'm in trouble.
You in trouble.
Yeah.
But I used to tell. But see, that's sad though. That boy know how to shoot. These kids know how to shoot guns. They like Tony said up there at the top. You got video games. They playing games.
Yeah.
Music, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I hope the teacher, Miss Abigail has a 25-year-old teacher got a gun, a bullet in her chest. Still in her chest, just can't move. You know how they can't move some bullets?
Right. Right. Lord Jesus.
That's what I said.
Oh, child.
That's what I said.
Oh, teacher, that's sad. That's sad.
But she told them, she said, y'all know what kind of students I have. Please be careful.
Right.
That's how I be when I used to be. If I get sick, I don't miss no days. Like I'm coughing now, that's allergy. It's no way in the world. I don't want to be absent. I told them I don't want to be absent because y'all don't know my students.
And see, that's the thing. She was saying, y'all don't know what kind of students I have. Please be careful. And then she was reporting to administration. They need to be locked up.
So do they she love her students. She love them. But she didn't get the help that she didn't get the help and she didn't get the support she's supposed to have gotten as the
Okay. Wait a minute. She knew that he had a gun. She didn't.
No, they heard it through the other student that he bullied.
Okay.
But she didn't know it. They just like, you're a teacher, you heard it. The other kids heard it. The children talk about it. So she did report that.
Okay.
They didn't want to be bothered. They said it's the end of the day. Let them go home. And one teacher checked allegedly, not a teacher. I don't know if the system or whatever said when they checked the book bag, they ain't seen nothing there. Like, the book bag, the gun was in it. You know, allegedly that gun was in that book bag.
They just didn't care.
So would you say that intentionally, he intentionally shot her, or he accidentally?
I don't know. I don't know. I believe he accidentally shot her. I mean, it all depends, because you got to put 6 pounds of pressure on that thing.
Okay.
Unless it was like one of them hairline trigger. I mean, just tapping it go off. I don't know. He had, I mean, I don't know.
That's what I was saying.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. I figured that he was scared. He didn't want to go home.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. Hopefully he won't be scared to talk and he tell, you know, why he had the gun, and you know, it may be he was just getting prepared to walk out that door.
Yeah. Because he had known him all day. And then if to me it seemed like he intentionally did, he would have kept shooting.
I don't know, because
I don't know his accommodation. You know what I mean?
Right.
His accommodation would have made me looking all on book bag when I got to school.
Right.
So,
I mean, I don't understand why. I mean, that should have been if she knows those the type of students she have.
Yeah.
Why wasn't that a regular thing, everyday thing to check? I mean, I wouldn't have been just checking his book bag. I'd have been checking everybody's book. Right, every day, on a daily basis. When we come in, that's the first thing we do.
Did they tell you to check their book? Yeah, I don't know, girl. It just seemed like it used to be. I just tell the parent, be on their P's and Q's about what's going on. It's just different. I don't know if she a first year student. Are they still training them, put them in class? They're trying to turn around. We were taking classes. I'm like, God, no. I did more classes than I did anything. Good Jesus.
Right. And then now, I mean, well, where I live at now, they actually have in school for people with disabilities, they actually have doctors. The doctor is the principal. The doctor runs the school. So anything that goes down, it runs through the doctor. He's all over the school all day long checking on your kids. You know, anything happens, he tell you. He worked with the parents. So I'm not understanding.
I hate that.
It's a lot. I mean, because where I'm from, a lot of places, you know, it's different. They don't have those accommodations. Or it could be the parent just ignoring the fact that those accommodations are out there for them.
And just like I just told you about that parent, my buddy who be standing out there with me and he the uncle, and he said his brother had to come back. He had just dropped his son out and had to come back to the school, and his son in a regular classroom setting.
Right.
But he do take medication, but he got sense. But he can't take medication.
But he can't handle that.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
asked him, I said, but do y'all still have him? No, that boy don't need no medication. Need his ass. Excuse this, Rick. That uncle did say that.
You can't do them like that.
What the uncle said, See that now he don't get no medicine. Shoot.
Okay.
I said y'all got to watch that man because he looking on me and acting on me now.
See,
they
that's what
gotta
I'm
realize once you start taking medicine, like when I take all my little medicine that I take, if I've been taking it as I supposed to take it, it's still in my system.
Right.
But if I'm not taking it like it's supposed to take it, then shoot,
Right.
you can get sick and stuff like that. I can
Right.
miss a blood pressure pill and a whole week because it's already in my system.
Right.
Yeah, you know, they got that.
Yeah, and they have to be real careful with that. And then, you know, like you can't have them take it for a little while and then take them off of it, you know, off and on like that, because they'll have a bad reaction.
Yeah. I feel so sorry. I think they are so, kids with disability to me are so precious.
They are the sweetest thing in the world.
The sweetest
They are so sweet. They just have that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have that disability about them. And we have disability also.
Mm-hmm.
The regular classroom have disability also. But the thing is, I used to say, man, I have worked with these kids right here. They just they want attention. Leave them alone. Stop
But
listening.
it's something going on. Did he ride the bus?
I asked the same thing in my, when I started out. I said, I don't know if he ride the bus. Did the mama pick him up or what? Because if he got on that bus with that book bag, I pray God that he didn't do nothing to none of them.
I'm wondering. I'm just look, wait on more of the story, because now it could have been a case where he might have been getting prepared for whoever pick him up after school.
See?
And it went off.
That's why I said it seemed like he didn't want to.
You never
go
know.
Home when he did it at the end of the day to the teacher. This
You
is
never
the very
know.
end of the day. It's time to go home. Okay, I need this attention. This my attention. This is what I want to. It's like, I was trying to tell some kids sound like they don't know how to ask for help.
Right. Well, some of them, some that have disability don't. But when you have the ones that have that, what they want to say, acute, it's over the top. Manic. They be in manic mode. When they at that mode, you can't stop them. Ain't nothing you can do to stop them. Ain't nothing you can do but dial 911 and they'll come take them to the hospital.
That's what they did after the fact.
They should have did that. I mean,
at the beginning of the school, I would have checked all on book. I'm sorry.
When they got word that he was threatening, and they should have went on and called and let when they call 911, they should let them know. Well, look, I think I have a student that needs to be admitted. You know what I'm saying? Because even if he's seen them coming down the hall, he's already prepared to do whatever to whoever messing with. He probably would have tried to, bang one of them.
Wow.
There's always a way to handle stuff. You know what I'm saying?
They took the step, and the administrator, they ain't done with this. They not. It's not done.
Yeah.
I just pray for Miss Abigail behind this, because she protect the whole school.
Right. She knew what she was dealing with.
Yeah. She protect her. She protected the students in her class. She took every motion, every moment she did. I want to know how she got that gun for him, because she know her students. I wonder how she got the gun after being shot. Sandra.
He might have dropped it or threw it or something. She could have talked it out of his hand, but most of the time, little kid like that, that's got underlying problems. Once he heard that pop, he might have kind of like snapped back too, and because I have seen that happen. I've seen that happen with my son.
They'll be good, Sandra.
Snap back, like he started coming back off of that off of that rush. He was on that rush, preparing to go out that door or whatever, you know. Once he heard that pop, it kind of like, it might have like pop snapped him back too.
Like, oh my God, I shot my teacher.
Yeah. Once he heard that pop, he might have snapped out of it.
I don't think he meant to shoot his teacher.
Cause I have seen that happen. I mean, once my son did the damage to himself, I've seen him pop back out of it. You know, he's scared at that moment. He's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you know.
see, that's what I'm hearing from him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I shot Miss Everdale.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say this, parents, I know you don't want to admit your children's problem. Please give them attention.
And I'm gonna tell you something else. That's the scariest time of their life for them. Once they snap out of it and realize what happened, that's the scariest. Somebody need to be with their child. He don't need to be locked up. He need to be in a hospital.
I don't want him locked up.
He need to be in a hospital getting evaluated and stabilized and evaluated.
Well, and then when they said incarcerated, I was like, oh my God, don't say that. I know I'm just sensitive like that when I come down to kids. I don't want them. When they say, every time they say incarcerated, I was like, oh my God, a 6-year. But you know what? 6-year-old smart, but you got a disability.
Right.
See, you can't, you know, that's what I'm saying. If I know, like I was telling y'all about, you know, these people, you know, your child got a disability. I know you got the word, but you can't ignore the fact. Let him drop the pill. Let him do what he got to do.
Right.
And some of them kids smart now. I had some smart, them kids in that room over there, they were some smart kids with disabilities.
And then another thing, if you can't keep up with giving them their pill, or you can't trust them to take their pill, put them on the shot. It's once a month, and they end up being way better. You'll notice the difference. I'm telling you.
Okay.
You will notice a big difference.
Talking about a 5-6-year-old. I don't nothing surprise me no more in when it come down to what happened. It's just people need to be aware of. I think the school failed this teacher, Miss Abigail, and the student.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
The boy sitting right there with a gun on the side of his desk, and nobody. Come on. Poor Miss Abigail, she for 25. I can't. I thought she was older than that when I saw her, but she just 25.
Yeah. Oh man, that's sad. That's a real sad situation. But I say they didn't want to help her in that situation. If they may have been just lazy, or they may have been scared. If you're scared, dial 911 and let them know, hey, we have a person.
Came anyway, then.
Yeah, the ambulance would have came too. I mean, all you had to tell them, look, I have a person I feel like need to be admitted. They may be having a mental
they wanted
break.
to go. They told her that the school will let her go, but you see, look,
Nah.
that's at the end of the day.
Now it wouldn't have mattered if it was the end of the day, because our school would do a lockdown at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Just to get that student some help.
They had to get that student help.
Yep.
But
they would do a lockdown.
Because he could have got on the bus with that.
Mm-hmm.
He could have got in the car with that.
I'm just waiting and see. I just want to know if he was riding the bus, or if maybe he would. I don't know. I don't see it riding the bus in the morning, and then somebody picking him up in the afternoons because his mom worked late or something.
And they got certain buses to. Oh, I see what you're saying about it being a first grade.
Yeah.
Wow, because I know I see a special need bus. That little boy right here could have been on a regular bus if he wasn't if those are students, then they got certain buses. It don't seem like you said, they normal look. It don't seem like to me that he probably was on one of them buses, but I don't know. If some more information needs to come out.
Yeah, it really do, because that's strange. I mean, because you never know. It might have been a situation where, it could be a bunch of situations, It might be a bunch of things involved with that. It could be somebody else is picking him up, and that person might be doing cruel things to that child, mama not listening. So he just gonna protect himself. You never know. You never know.
And the other child they did, everybody did what they supposed to do. Man, y'all need to get rid of the administrator.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need to do. If you're gonna do it right, do it right.
Yeah.
I don't do it. Because they put a lot of people's lives, other children and other people's lives in jeopardy.
In danger, right.
But Century, I'm so proud of you as being here with me a year, and you got up here and your family spoke. What is it that you would like to tell the parents? How would you like to end this out by telling the parents what about gun safety?
About safety?
About gun safety with kids with disabilities.
Oh, I recommend that you keep it up high, in a very high place, in a lockbox or safe, somewhere that you can only get into. Especially if you know that they get agitated to the point to where they could hurt someone else or themselves. I suggest that you keep your guns and all pointed objects away. If they take medication and you can't trust that they're taking their medication, or you can't keep up with giving it to them, get them on that once a month shot. And I tell you, you will be looking at a totally different and maybe happier child.
And listen to your child too.
And yes, always listen to your child. Talk to your child. Your child will eventually open all the way up to you, like mine. My son let me know at the age of 10, Mama, I know I got a problem. I know I got a problem. I'm going to try to do better. I can't help myself. Your child tell you they can't help themselves. Make sure that they have a therapist and a counselor.
He said, I can't help it.
Right. Make sure they have a therapist and a counselor. Right. And take them to all of their sessions. Our counselors here are so good that when my child was going to his appointments, the counselor, the therapist would take them out on outings, take them to the museum, take them, put in time with them yourself, do those things that they like to do, but also discipline them. That don't mean whipping. It's things that they love. They love electronic stuff. Take it away.
They love, and then they love to be disciplined too.
Take it away.
That's not saying like you saying beat them. I'm saying,
No. Take away some of the stuff they like. Even if you have to lock it up in the trunk of your car. They go off, start having their little. They go into their little rage. Hey, talk to them and let them know. Look, you got a problem. Both of us know you got a problem. You don't want the world to see it, but if you can't calm them down, they can't help themselves. Look, dial 911 and let them know, hey, my child is having a mental break.
And tell them
you're not. I don't want them put on anything. I want them, monitor and stabilize. You're not just gonna stick them on anything. If you see a certain medicine not working, take them off of it and call the doctor and let them know you took them off of it.
And then they'll put them on something else.
Yes.
That may not be working. They just like us. It may not be working.
Right. Because a doctor put my son on some medication. In 2 days, my son like, hey, this medicine drive me crazy. I'm like, hey, okay, we offer that.
I know. God, woo, child, I'm gonna have to get me some some house and stuff. Because I got to be out there in that rain. So, but I sure appreciate you being here today, Sandria.
You're
Sandria is
welcome.
one of my mods, yeah. That come
And one last thing, them having a disability does not make them to where they're not vocal. You just have to know how to start a conversation.
That's right.
You just have to know how to start a conversation. You'll get everything you want from right, all the answers you need.
You have to get you have to get to know. Read the accommodations. Excuse me.
Baby, I stayed on it. I had at my job. I was on one job 30 years. My employee and everybody that worked for me loved my kid. They knew when I had a problem, and they worked with me. They worked with me.
Work with you. Then look, you want me to call mama?
Right.
You don't want me to call your grandma. You want me to call your mom.
Right. That's all they had to say.
Like they had, it was all good. It was all signs ignored. That's all I got to say. I felt so scary for the teacher and the students, but they got to wake up and stop saying it's the end of the day. Let's go. He could have got in there. Anything could have happened, but it's sad.
Yeah, anything could have happened. He could have did himself. You know. Yeah, it could have been, a freak accident where it went off and, him, 2-3 other people. It's a sad situation, but I hope that teacher pull through. Yeah.
I do too. I like Miss Everyday about to sue that system because they did it wrong. They don't do them to get that 25-year-old girl right there. We already need teachers. God, they about to get ready to come back in the house. They about to go virtual again. Not that, it's like the pandemic still going on.
Right. But I'm just gonna sit back and wait on some more information. I'm not gonna be shocked at what might come out because it could be anything.
This update the other day. At first, the chief felt like we did. It was like, oh no, he didn't do this intentionally. Then he turned around and said it was intentional. But it's I don't know how that result turned that way. I don't know. Because that's a disability. You're dealing with a child with a disability. So
right.
It's a situation that happened and it wasn't nothing done about it. So y'all, we appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate my mom, Sandria, being here and being brave enough to come up on the panel to speak. Because texting don't teach me nothing.
I had to come up because when it's dealing with a situation like this, our people that have disabilities get treated so unfair because there's so many people that's uneducated on how to handle a situation like this,
Yeah.
And they end up being beat and killed and everything because people in the medical field and officers are so uneducated on how to handle people with disabilities. Yeah.
And I believe Miss Abigail handled it right. Miss Abigail handled it right. It's just she didn't get no help.
Right.
She didn't get the help. And then when it got out of hand, you still had to wait on the police. You still had to wait on the ambulance. So regardless of what, y'all still had to wait.
Right.
So I commend that young teacher. And young, y'all gotta remember she young. That little boy didn't have nothing against his teacher. I bet right now he worried about his teacher.
Right.
My teacher. I did that to my teacher. Why everybody, you got the teacher, you more than that. No, you got to think of the child disability.
Right. Well,
he was trying to help protect himself.
And
he couldn't talk. He couldn't say it the way he wanted to say it. So if I can't express myself this way, I'm going to express myself this way.
Right.
So you got to, yeah, I just love kids like that. I'm just sorry. 'Cause my daughter-in-law work with kids like that, but she worked
Mhm.
on a computer, virtual.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, she teaching them virtual. And I used to be across the hall. I go in there every day. Every day,
Mhm.
they know my name. Every day. I didn't miss it. Then I took two of the girls from over there and brought them in my class. And I felt when they got it, I gave them the same health work, but they were smart. They did regular work. But yeah,
Right.
it was health. Well, they understand. Man, I'm sure it's smart. It just
Mhm.
when it get out of hand, out of control. When you see signs, you know it's a problem.
Right.
But all right, y'all. We appreciate y'all,
All right. Y'all have a good day.
and I appreciate you, love.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you later.
Okay, boo. Yeah, that was one of my mods. That was Sandria family came up and spoke on me. This is what I want y'all to do. Come on my channel. Keep me from talking to them like I'm sick. I'm not sick. It's just allergies. I'm a big girl. I'm on fire. I'm gonna go get something for it, and I'm going to work. Nothing gonna stop. But y'all, let's pay attention to signs of our kids. You know what we do in front of kids, what we say in front of kids. If you say you don't like a certain person, the kids listen to you. They hear you. Mama, stop talking about that, teacher. You this. I love y'all kids. I love them. They could be something else. They tell me what to do. They get my little stop sign. I do pancake with them, y'all. It's the elementary children. Every day I got to. I taught the girl how to do this. A little first grader. It just. I know when she not feeling good. I know when she angry. I know when she mad. So let's pay attention to our signs that our beautiful loved ones. Miss Abigail, I know she worrying about that student. It could have been her favorite student. He didn't mean to. I don't think he meant to do it. If he wanted to do it, he would have did it. But the sign came out. I don't want to go home because I'm scared. I'm scared for my life. Y'all don't never know. Y'all don't never know. But y'all, I appreciate y'all being here this evening. I want more participation out of people who watch the show. I love y'all. Your opinion is your opinion. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.